And welcome everybody here to a special edition, second round playoff action, getting ready. This is the Reservation Roundup. I am your voice of Tioga Indians football, Billy French, alongside the head coach, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kevin Cook.
It's not a good legend.
And man, what an exciting night, and you're going to get to see it here in a little while. Our man behind the camera, Mr. Chuck Perkins, running everything behind the camera. You're going to get to see here in a little while. We got a packed house here tonight at Quebedeaux, and love seeing the support from the Tioga faithful here, getting ready for the second round of the playoffs. And Coach, but before we get to talking about the second round, let's talk a little bit about last week's great matchup. L.W. Higgins, a team coming out of New Orleans, comes to the Reservation, plays really tight that first half, back and forth. It's kind of like, kind of throwing them haymakers back and forth, both teams. And then the adjustments that you guys made in that second half, it really just took control. And I know you had to be proud of that defense coming out in that second half, and they just kind of dominated that second half.
Yeah, Coach Harris and those guys from Higgins, they did a really good job of, coming out with a good solid plan. And, I think a lot of him, it's the first time I've had a lot of interaction with him, but he's a Duke graduate, Higgins alumni. Wow. And just a great man, honestly, and very obviously a lot more intelligent than I am. I had to buy a degree off the internet, So I thought they came in with a good plan and executed well. But, I really felt like our kids did an outstanding job in fulfilling our game plan. And then, as you said, our defensive coordinator, Coach Mooter, made some adjustments, and our kids fulfilled those adjustments, and we held them off out of the end zone for the rest of the game. So, I'm real proud of our kids, on all three phases of the game. This past Friday, and in not a fun environment outside of being in the playoffs and being at home, which is always good. But I mean, not fun. I mean, it's cold and it's raining.
Yeah.
And I thought about coaching from the press box myself. We got a brand new press box up there, $250,000. Looks good, and it looked warm and dry.
I enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
I bet you did.
But yeah, I mean, the guys did a phenomenal job. Of course, Case Malone, our sophomore quarterback, he comes out there and he runs for 108 yards himself for a touchdown. But Travis Adams, my goodness, I had it unofficially, 29 carries, 245 plus yards, 5 touchdowns. And he just had his way, and it was just power when he needed power and finesse when he needed it. And he's kind of done it all season long, and it's been him and that Kenny Ponche show. But Travis really stuck out for me this Friday night and really led this Tioga team.
Yeah, and, coincidentally, I think he received over 16,000 votes for the, Gridiron State Player of the Week, too.
I voted.
And I voted. I cast my vote, of course, and came up. I think we came in third on that. So, and he deserved it. I mean, Absolutely. He did an outstanding job. But he can't do that without those big linemen up there up front. And he was quick to give those guys a lot of thanks for that. And then, a lot of times we leave out. Sometimes when we say that, our tight end. We got an outstanding tight end at Tioga High School. He's really the first true tight end I've had in my head coaching career. Actually, a lot of people may not realize that, but yeah, first true tight end I've ever had, and still really trying to learn how to use him the right way. It's like having a brand new tool, and you're trying to watch some YouTube videos on how to operate the thing. So, but he's a very physical force, super soft hands, and he made a big difference in blocking. For that 5 touchdown effort that Travis was able to put in Friday.
Well, segue into that for sure, because we've talked about Case. We've talked about Travis Adams, and, of course, you're talking about Ryan Reeves there. All three of those will be on the show tonight. We get to talk to all three of those young men and get a little touch. We hadn't got a lot to talk. We haven't talked to Ryan at all this year. It's good to be able to talk to Case, our sophomore quarterback, and Travis, our junior running back. I made the mistake of calling him a senior a couple of times during the game. Oh, the chat let me know that it was. I know he's a junior. I don't know why I called him a senior, but he was playing like a senior. But at this point of the season, to me, he's a senior. But no, again, I apologize for that. But so we'll talk to all three of those going in, and it was a good night on defense side. We, AJ Adams had a heck of a night, of course, and a lot of the defensive line was part of that reason, getting pressure on the quarterback. So our Southern Air cool play of the game here, we're going to let Chuck take that away, and you're going to be able to see that right here. We're going to let it speak for itself. So go ahead and Chuck and run that Southern Air cool play of the game. All right, they're going to be a little flip at Josh Lloyd. Josh is going to break tackle, still on the seat. Look at this young man go. He's going to cut. Whoa.
What a sad step.
Oh, my mark, that is in the running for our Southern Air cool play of the game. Josh Lloyd with a little side step right at the end. He's going to cut back out to the outside.
Slammed on his brakes and turned his steering wheel right to the left.
Right back into the end zone. Josh Lloyd with a heck of a play right there for your Tioga Indians.
Wow.
So Josh Lloyd is our Southern Air cool play of the game, and when it happened, I remember when we got off air for a break, I looked over at Chuck. I was like, you're the master at doing all kind of stuff on the computer.
Yes.
And you try to edit that really slow motion.
The master of cool computer stuff.
Yes, slow motion. He went above and beyond, went past the slow motion.
Absolutely.
He did the replay and everything. Josh Lloyd, a heck of a play right there. That kind of set the tone for the afternoon.
Well, and I want to, just point out about that. Josh Lloyd obviously did a great job carrying the football, running the football, and and then Travis Adams had his great time, running the football. I just want to. There's a common denominator here. I don't know if you know it.
Running.
And I just want to point out the running backs coach does an outstanding job, Talbot High School. Not to mention incredibly handsome. He's an incredibly handsome man.
And
along with being an outstanding running back coach. It's hard to demonstrate those moves.
You don't get a lot of credit for that part, do you?
I don't. But people don't realize the juking and jiving that I'm capable of. They don't realize it.
Make sure that when we get a roster next time, I want, when it's laminated, I want to see Kevin Cook, head coach, 100%. Running back coach.
I like to be called the shake and bake coach. That's what I want, Coach Shake and Bake from now on. That's what I want to
You have
called,
lived up to expectation. Your position.
I'm not trying to take the kids credit. I'm not trying to take the kids. But what I'm saying is, they don't come out of the womb like this.
That's right.
Somebody's got to
mold
and make them into this. And it takes a lot of icy hot and a lot of ice baths.
I love the humble coach.
A lot of ibuprofen.
Yeah, well, the running game worked all year, so whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Hey, I got a lot of stuff for sale for whoever out there believes any of that. I got a lot of stuff to sell. Just call me.
That's right. Well, the Quebedeaux player of the game, we're going to let you see that as well here as he'll throw that graphic up for us. Our Quebedeaux player of the week is none other than Travis Adams.
Well deserved.
29 carries, 245 yards, 5 touchdowns. Could have got a couple more at the end. We kind of pulled back the reins a little bit.
Yes,
of course, that's the great. You don't want to run up on anybody, but very, very smart towards the end of the game, slowing it down a little bit. So Travis Adams was our player of the week. We got football players trying to distract us while we're talking, but
they were
professionals.
winking at me, so I don't know what's going on.
They probably heard what you were talking about, how good of a running backs coach you are.
They probably were. They're jealous because they're defensive linemen is what it is.
They couldn't catch you if they tried. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the matchup. Well, that was last week, and it was a heck of a night. Of course, the weather's going to be really, really nice tomorrow night.
Yes.
We are all on the road heading tomorrow. Of course, you guys got some nice chartered buses, right? Or, get to the ride in style. And
I really prefer the cheese wagon.
Do you?
A lot of people don't realize that. I definitely would rather be on the cheese wagon than a charter bus. I hate charter buses. I've always hated them.
Really?
Yes. It's a miserable experience. But the kids like it, and the reality of it is, I really do. It's the honest truth. I don't like them. I've never liked them. I only rent them because of the player's safety. You gotta, as a football coach, you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You teach all day. You load the trailer.
Yeah.
You drive. You're asking a man to drive a bus 3.5, 4 hours with a cheese wagon. Be 4 hours. Coach a football game after setting up the field. Coach a football game. Take all that stuff, load it back up. Well, you're still driving 4 hours home to 2 a.m., but everybody else sound asleep. And it's just not a good, safe situation. So, distance being what it is, we try to get professional drivers. They're not interested in football. They're sleeping in the bus while the game's going on so they can get you home safely.
Yeah, and I'm going to be chartered by Chuck Perkins, is who I'm going to be chartered by.
Chuck Perkins charter. I like
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch Chuck. If he gets hungry for a blizzard, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah, so we're going to head on out. I don't know what time y'all going to be leaving. We're going to be leaving around 2:30. Try to beat that Baton Rouge traffic before it gets too brutal. Heading down to Covington, Louisiana. And that's where we're going to be taking on St. Paul's. Now, St. Paul's is the 7 seed in this bracket. Of course, Tioga is the 10 seed. But, man, I'm telling you, I love the matchup. I'm excited to see. This is a team that I've never seen before.
No, I mean,
that's one of my favorite things about the playoffs is you get to experience atmospheres and teams that you haven't seen. You don't want to be playing the same. The familiarity it helps sometimes, but sometimes it's really nice to just get a different feel and get to see how teams. I've never been near this school, so I'm excited about seeing St. Paul's.
Well, it's a definitely a different dynamic than what we're accustomed to. It's a 5A all-boy private school. I think their population's over 1,000 boys there, and so it's It's a unique thing. It's not something that, growing up in West Texas, that I ever thought it really existed. I thought it was just something that was on movies, you know. But it is reality. It's reality right there in Covington, Louisiana. They have, I think, even housing on campus for some of those guys.
Wow.
So it's a pretty neat deal. They got an outstanding football coach. He's been there. I believe he told me on the phone over 30 years altogether, but either 22 or 24 as the head coach. Very, stable program. It's a traditional powerhouse program, and so we look for them. They're going to do everything right.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a great football game.
Well, the Wolves out of St. Paul will be coming in. We'll be heading over there. They're 9-1 on the season, and off air, Coach Cook and I were talking about who they, their record and all this. But man, they played some really, really tough teams. They might those teams might not have the best record, but you know as well as I do, when you get down in that New Orleans, Covington area, there's hardly any bad teams, and they just beat up on themselves the entire season.
Yeah.
And so the Wolves are 9-1. They went undefeated in their district. They were their district champs, and beat some. The only loss that they had on the season was Brother Martin. And but they beat some really good. They beat that North Shore team that upset West Monroe in the first round, and beat Ponchatoula, Mandeville, Covington, Hammond, Slidell, De La Salle, who beat Buckeye pretty handedly last week as well. So this is going to be a matchup of some powerhouses absolutely going at it. I'd love to see that running game really, really get going for our Tioga Indians. And tell me if you wouldn't mind, sir, because you get a lot more footage than we do, and I got to watch a little. They kind of mix it in with they spread it out, but then they have some different little formations that they run as well.
They're very multiple on offense, and it'd be really an interesting night, for us, because they do a little bit of everything, and they do it all well. Like most of the time, if people do a little bit of everything, none of it's great.
Right.
But, you have like I said, it really goes back to the dynamic of the school. And so let's go back to that for a moment. You got 1,000+ boys. A lot of them play football.
You got a lot to choose
so
from.
You can develop, something that most schools can't, and run multiple offenses and run them all well. You're just interchanging personnel, and it keeps more kids involved and keeps more rich parents happy. Let's be honest about
absolutely.
it. So I think it's a great game plan for them, because most schools don't have the tools to be able to do that. And hey, a lot of credit goes to the coaching staff there for being able to coach all of these things, coach them very well, and have all the kids prepared to do all these multiple things on offense. And special teams, they have an outstanding kicker.
Yes.
It's who we believe our kicker will grow into, hopefully soon. But in time, I think he'll be every bit that good. But he's really a great model for him to watch, through the night. And I believe that it's really going to be a packed house, because the weather's going to be great.
Yep.
They have a tremendous following, and he already said that parking will be a problem. So you need to get there early, because parking will be a problem. That's how large a crowd they're expecting to have.
Yeah, remember that, everybody, because the Tioga faithful always travel well. Leave early. Try to avoid that Baton Rouge traffic. You don't want to get caught in that 5 o'clock traffic there and be sitting there for hours. And did all that. So yeah, just make sure you get there early and pack the house. Come support your Tioga Indians here. Chuck's going to give us a little view of what we got going on here live at Quebedeaux here, the Reservation Roundup, every week here on a game week of Thursday night here with Coach Kevin Cook. And man, I'm telling you, you can see it, the house is packed. Give a little shout out to the LCU softball team here as well. We're going to say they're here supporting Tioga football. They're eating over there in the background as well. And then, of course, a packed house of Tioga fans here. Loving that little special menu, buddy.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, people who take advantage of that.
I love the special menu myself.
It's my family just came and ate and left already. Look, they didn't hear from me. They're here for that menu.
That's right. That's right.
And they already headed out of here. But a packed house here at the Quebedeaux here in Pineville. Hey, we still got 45 minutes, man. Come on out here. All you got to do is have some type of Tioga gear on, and you'll get that special menu. And I'm telling you, you cannot find anything cheaper than what we got here. Of course, look, there's Dr. Timmer in the background over here. You're going to see a lot of them young guys that we're going to be talking to here on the show here in just a few minutes. So we appreciate everybody. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a couple of the players here. We're going to talk to Case Malone, we're going to talk to Ryan Reeves, and we're going to talk to Travis Adams here when we come back here. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And welcome back, everybody, here to Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux in Pineville. I am Billy French, your voice of Tioga Indian football, and we're going to be talking to a couple of the starters here tonight. We've got Mr. Travis Adams to my right, Mr. Case Malone to my left, and then to my far right, Mr. Ryan Reeves here. First time of the year that we've got to talk to Travis and Ryan on the show. Case is has been here already, one or two times. Of course, you're coming to eat a few times as well too. So, but we're going to start tonight here with our our Quebedeaux Player of the Week, Mr. Travis Adams. And look, you got a picture up there, all of you. Tell us, man. Of course, you've had some injuries this year, but every time, Travis, you are on the field, man, it seems like you're having a dominating performance. And I've heard that you're an extremely humble young man. So I know you're going to give a lot of credit to your offensive line, rightfully so.
Oh, yes, sir.
But tell me how much fun it is, man, to have the holes that you have and be able to get. And, of course, I see you when you throw that shoulder down and like to run over people sometimes, too. How much fun is it to have the kind of offensive lineman that you do have to make you so successful?
Oh, man, it's awesome. It makes it, way easier to do my job. They open the holes, I just run through it.
Absolutely. And this, that last game, I had you unofficially with 29 carries, 245 yards, 5 touchdowns, and you let off at the end, which y'all could have scored a couple more touchdowns here. But, of course, it's one of Kevin Cook's traditions here. You don't run up and score. But, man, it's got to be an exciting year. Of course, I made the mistake by calling you a senior a couple of times on the broadcast the other night, knowing that you're a junior, but for some reason, I called you a senior. Boy, the people in the chat really let me have it. So I had to explain, look, it's a junior Travis Adams. But, man, what kind of great year that, it's got to be fun coming into this game here with such a good win, 9-2 coming in on the season, and knowing that you guys are in the second round of the playoffs. It's got to be fun. It's good. You having a fun season?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So, Case, you coming in as the sophomore quarterback, and Tioga has a tradition of quarterbacks. And because your brothers played football here, so you, as a kid, you got to come in here and, from Logan DuBois to Blake McGehee, and now you're, of course, Gabe Sellers, and now you. There's a tradition here, of course, playing the running back, because you can throw the ball, which we know at Red River football you have the records for most passing yards, as your dad let me know a few times here this year. But it's also the tuck. And you had 100 yards rushing yourself Friday night.
Yes.
How nice is it to have the kind of offense that you have, to where you have that freedom to where if nobody's open down the field, you can call your number and run?
Yeah, it's good because, if they got everybody guarded, I could just take it down and run it for myself and get some yardage.
Well, earlier on in the season, when we were struggling a little bit on offense, you seen that Franklin Parish game, that last final drive where we marched down there and to get the go-ahead. That was all you. You took it upon your shoulders there, and you marched it down. And that's tough, because you are a leader of this team. It doesn't matter if you're a sophomore or senior or not, but you have taken on the role as leader, and most quarterbacks have to have that role.
Yeah.
But is it nice, because I've known you since you were born, of course, and I've seen you Red River football. You like to throw that shoulder down. You like to run people over, don't you?
Yes, sir. Every chance I get.
Of course, of course, you were a linebacker for so many years, over at Red River, mixing it and played both sides of the ball. Are you upset that you don't ever get to play that much on the defensive side, or do you understand that you're too crucial on the offensive side?
I mean, I do understand, but every
now and then
I like to play. That's what I like to play.
Well, and then we're going to move on over here to Ryan. And Ryan Reeves, of course, your dad's been a friend of mine since we were kids, buddy, and I was so excited to see you get out there. And I called your name, and I know you watch a lot of the broadcast later on. You're like the Swiss Army knife, brother. We can put you anywhere that we need you, and you always seem to make a play here. And I was so excited. I even called it, foreshadowing a little hit before on that first touchdodown that you caught earlier in the year. I had just said, man, I'd love to see Ryan Reeves get a little separation and get
against
one.
Pine Prairie.
And Pine Prairie.
Yeah.
And boom, right on point right there.
Yeah.
Case finds you and gets you to you. How fun is it? Because I know you wasn't sure about playing this season until right before the season.
I wasn't. But then I made the decision, and I haven't been happier.
Yes, and of course, you play in that tight end spot, of course, as a position. But a lot of times you line up in that fullback spot. Of course, you're leading the way for Travis and making his holes a whole lot even easier. But what's it like to be able to not only get to hit people, blocking, because sometimes when tight ends, they have all just blocking.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nice to go out there and be able to catch
It
a
is
couple
nice
passes.
to go out there and get a few yards.
Yeah, and of course you got a quarterback that gives it up to you, man, and that's a huge deal. Now, I need a big favor out of you, Ryan, of course. Miss Roberts is your girlfriend, so I'm going to give her a little shout-out.
Yeah.
This is I need her focus Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 446 Sports is broadcasting the Oak Hill tournament for girls basketball. I need her attention to focus on that basketball game. There she is right there, Miss KK Roberts. Little shout-out to her. I need her focus on that because we're calling. I'm going to be calling that basketball game here, and they had the upset over Northwood Lena the other day.
Hey, that was crazy.
And then they're going to be playing again this Monday. So I need you to make sure, if you can do me a favor, if you can make her focus for next week, I'd really appreciate that.
I got you.
You got it. Okay.
I got you.
Well, guys, look, I appreciate you guys coming on here. I'm super excited to see you guys try to advance to the third round, which is something that hadn't been done in a while. You got a good matchup here. You get to go into Covington, and of course, y'all watched a ton of film going into this ball game. This is going to be a very, very cool place to play. I've never seen it. We've seen the pictures and everything, but this atmosphere, all-boys school, which is kind of, that's a little different here in Louisiana. You don't really get to see that.
Yeah.
But 1,000 students they get to pick through. You know what I mean? That's a lot of players they get to pick and choose on who they want, as opposed to what we have. Tell me a little bit, and we'll start with Case. Tell me a little bit about the excitement on seeing a team that we're not familiar with and the expectations you guys have.
It's something new, and we just got to go out there and play how we've been playing these past few games, and we have a lot of momentum right now, and we're hoping to use that to our advantage.
Absolutely. And Travis, again, same thing, same sort of question here, but you're going to an unfamiliar foe that we haven't got to see in pretty much all season long. We have, you play a lot of teams that you've played before, so you get that kind of, familiarity. But this is a team that we have not seen at all. And I'm sorry, my producer's sending me something here. But unfamiliarity, and so you're going into a whole different atmosphere that we haven't seen. You're having 3 hours down south to go to Covington, probably 3.5 hours on the charter bus. But is there excitement on the team right here, right now, about getting to this second round of the playoffs?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of excitement around the team.
And so, of course, everybody's going in here. Ryan, I know y'all are expecting a W here. The city of Tioga, Pineville area is rooting for you guys. We really. So tell me, is there anything that you're, you want to have a little shout out for anybody, or tell people to get their popcorn ready because y'all fixing to put on the show?
I mean, the school, honestly, I know we're having a pep rally in the morning tomorrow, and they just need to be loud, get us ready.
Get ready. Let me ask you this, and we'll get a final question, and we're going to hit you guys out here. We'll start with Case. Any big Thanksgiving plans after we get this big W tomorrow night, where you get to have a week off? Any big plans you got going on?
No, sir. I think we're just going to stay home this year.
Stay home and eat.
Yes,
Probably
sir.
eat. What about you, Travis? You got some plans going on?
Just hang out with family, eat some good food.
Gotcha. All right. And Ryan, I know where you're going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You're going to be at Oak Hill, probably where I'm at.
Yeah, and gaining a few pounds. We'll be eating.
Well, good deal. Look, we appreciate it, of course. It was Case Malone, your sophomore quarterback, your junior running back, Mr. Travis Adams, and, of course, Ryan Reeves here, the tight end hybrid extraordinaire, a little bit of everything. So we appreciate you guys for coming on to the show. Look, we hope we have another show next week here, and hopefully we can bring you guys back. So thank you guys for being on. Look, we're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. We're going to talk to Coach Kevin Cook again, and then we're going to bring in another group of young men here. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux on 446 Sports.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy-saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux in Pineville every Thursday night here in Pineville, Louisiana. This is the coaches show for Tioga Indians. We're here with Coach Kevin Cook. He's back again with another segment for us here. And Coach, boy, I don't know if you got to watch. I know you're doing your mingling and how you got to talk to everybody, part of your job as a head coach / running backs coach.
That's right.
But the young men did a fantastic job. I try not to embarrass. You try to make it easy as you can. They get a little nervous, but they did a fantastic job. You got to be proud. Of course, those three. They were telling us off the air. Those three are all played on the same Red River football team.
Yeah.
For all those years, and so the familiarity there is huge, and that really pays dividends for you now that they're in the high school.
Well, it may. I've always wondered about that. Look, we've been really blessed since I've been there, and football's so unique in that, we had probably one of the best corners I've ever coached in 21 years. He walked in literally out of the school and said, "Hey, I want to play football." And I looked at him and was like, "Hey, I want you to play football. Get out here." And, in 2016, graduated with your son.
Yep.
But, I think there is some merit to having played together for a long time from an emotional standpoint, for sure. If nothing else, like, these are my guys. I've always been with these guys. But football is unique in a sense that, if you're athletic, we can find a home for you. So I always try to encourage everybody in the hallway, everywhere I go. Hey, you've never played football? Doesn't matter. Well, let's put one of these on you.
Yes.
And see if it fits. And if it fits, we'll find a fit for you. So, we've had a lot of success with that through the years. But, I think there's a great emotional tie-in to, having played with somebody, because I think it means something a little more personal.
Right.
And I think that, it's easier to get the buy-in from kids when they've been together for a long time.
And I imagine not only, again, like you said, of course, football players are going to play football, but I imagine in that locker room it makes it a little bit easier too, a lot more familiar, a lot more comfort maybe there, and at ease, and you got to be relaxed at some point. Sometimes when you're playing this game to know that you can make a big play in a tough situation.
The more you've been through, the closer, and we don't hear this word used a lot in football, but it's an intimate relationship.
Right.
And that's the definition of what intimacy is. It's being vulnerable to another person. Well, that person, if you've played football together for a long time, they've seen you at your worst, they've seen you at your best, and that's what the definition of intimacy really is. And so, it's really a unique relationship with these guys. We're all too macho to maybe use that word.
Well, no, I
but
agree,
the reality is that's what it is, and that's what makes it so special.
Absolutely, and of course, these guys spend a lot of time together. I mean, I know they have school, but your summer workouts, all these hours on hours. We talk about, and rightfully so, we talk about the hours that you guys coaches put through, and of course what the wives have to deal with at home and all that.
Absolutely.
But these young men are putting in a lot of hours as well here. And it's almost like a full-time job when you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, and it's hard to really understand it if you played in the, even if you just played in the 80s, it's hard to comprehend what goes on in football now. It's just such a different, dynamic and so much more commitment of time.
Oh, absolutely.
And so,
it's a year-long thing. They talk about travel ball with baseball and softball. Football is a year-long thing, and you've got to have a love and dedication, an absolute love and dedication to put the hours that you guys in. And you and I have talked multiple times how you said you figured out one time how much you're technically making an hour being a head coach. And it's not that good, folks.
It was $1.85 an hour.
Goodness gracious.
That was before Uncle Sam stuck his dirty hand in there.
Yeah, that was just, that was gross.
Gets his dirty hand in there, it's way worse. About $1.25 an hour probably, but it's okay. You can still buy some cheap candy for $1.
Yeah, there's
somewhere.
Sometimes it's
maybe,
not too bad.
Maybe expired. Possibly expired.
Especially you get it right after Halloween or something.
That's right.
But a big second-round matchup, of course, Tioga coming in last year, losing in the first round to Captain Shreve. Tioga makes it to the second round. Tell us what it's like, because you've made it this far and further with this time since you've been at Tioga. What does it mean to this community? Because you got such a strong, and you've seen it here tonight, people coming out here to support the Tioga.
A lot of people.
What does it mean to this community for Tioga to keep advancing and make a good push here in the playoffs?
Well, I talked to the kids in our team devotion today about defining moments of life. And particularly we talked about on the road where, Saul was converted into Christianity, for a short version of that story. And what a defining moment that was for him in his spiritual and even regular life. And so we related that to this is a great defining moment for them. And this moment, these moments and what banners you hang up in the stadium. And that's what I tell them. We only hang up banners in the stadium for people that win playoff games. Now, we've had great teams come through. Sometimes we were successful winning playoff games. Sometimes we weren't. But if you don't win playoff games, you're not labeled. You're not defined as a winner in the stadium. And I just kind of talked to them about this is one of those. We have our spiritually defining moments in our life. We have our physically defining moments in our life. And there's going to be others. And I had reassured them of that just in the course of your manhood. But this is a great defining moment for them. And where do they want to land in the legacy of Tioga High School football? Do you want to put your name in the hat with everybody else, or do you want to exceed and achieve greatness? And, in order to achieve greatness, then this defining moment has to come out a certain way, and you have to come out on top. And so we talked a lot in depth about that, and I think that they 100% understood where we're coming from and the reality of, what's at stake. Yeah. You have an opportunity to win this game and then become one of the greatest top 3 teams that's ever played here in the history of this program. And I think that what a great definition for this senior class that would be. Yes. And even, of course, to exceed that. And so it's something that you don't have the opportunity to do often. We did not have the opportunity to do that the last few years, but the opportunity to define yourself as one of the greatest teams that's ever played here is 48 minutes away. And I think they're bought into this. And they have a desire to achieve this, and it's just a matter of going forward and putting that into action tomorrow night.
Well, you've got the players, Coach. You definitely have the coaches. I mean, your coaching staff has done a phenomenal job all season long. When things are a little iffy at the beginning, the adjustments that you guys make, and that bodes well to Coach Landry, Coach Mooter. Mm-hmm. They do a heck of a job of adjustments here, and that's something that even opposing teams is, when we talk to some other of the play-by-play guys or radio guys or whatever, say, man, you guys are really good at making adjustments at the half. And that bodes well to, of course, you handpicking, of course, all these guys that's come in here. And you've said it many a time, you're only as good as your assistant coaches, who you pick. And there's a reason that, you get to choose that because you know what fits best with what you're doing. But, man, the community is buying in this as well. Not only are the coaches and the young men buying in, the community is bought in here. And this team here is super successful. From this point, even if something happens and God forbid we don't win this game tomorrow night, this team has been so strong. It's kind of energized the community back here and showing that Tioga football is here to stay for a long time.
Yeah, look, the sky's the limit. For our program right now with the kids that are coming in and the facilities upgrades that are coming in, and then just the reality that although we have these great athletes who are coming in, where the rezoning is causing our school to depopulize itself just enough to get down into Division II within the next few years. And when that happens, I look for the quarterfinals to be the norm, and I look to be in the Superdome. That's the goal.
Is that supposedly, possibly next season? Would we be moving
Well,
down to
the numbers
Division II?
haven't come out. I feel like we're still going to be in Division I in this next 2-year cycle.
Okay.
But I feel like for sure after that we're going to be in Division II, and I feel like that's where we really belong.
Right. I agree. 100%. Yeah.
It's hard to go out there and face a Captain Shreve with 2,000 students, which translates into 1,000 boys.
Yeah.
Which is what we're going to see tomorrow night, a school with over 1,000 boys. And so, But we're not going to, our kids aren't going to back down.
No, sir.
They're going to go out there and fight it out. And with an expectation, like everybody else. So, look, there are 16 teams in Division I football playing tomorrow night. All 16 teams expect to win. 8 of those teams will fulfill that expectation. As time goes on, when that's one of the things I'm most proud of is that, we're a 4A school who's winning playoff games in a Division I atmosphere with private 5A schools.
And it's pretty much all 5As up there.
So proud of our kids for what they've accomplished. I told them, said just the matter of the fact of that has to put you on the top of the totem pole here, at Tioga High School in its football history. So
yeah, and the confidence, you could tell it in the young men. The confidence is here, The way we're able to run the ball, and if we need to pass, we can do that. But the way we've been able to run the ball all season long, it just bodes well, of course, for how strong, how the off-season workouts with the weights and everything.
Yeah.
And you guys
Coach
have
Crispin has done an outstanding job. He's our strength coach, and he has a different formula maybe than what everybody's formula for that's different. But he is so consistent, and he's so persistent about what he demands out of the kids, and they understand it. And he does a great job with them. His interaction with them is unique but so effective, and clearly it shows on the field. So.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit here, because we're going to talk a few more minutes. We're going to bring in a special guest for our final segment tonight.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, and but tell us a little bit what the going on here. Of course, I know y'all got the big pep rally tomorrow morning. Kind of tell us the game plan on a big away game that's just far away here. What kind of schedule or kind of deal that y'all have for Tioga to make sure that the kind of rhythm is kind of the same on game day for the guys?
Well, look, that's not possible, to be honest. The keeping that is very difficult. Let me rephrase that. But, we're going to have an awesome pep rally in the morning to celebrate this, along with some other things, like the fact that, we're an A school now.
Yeah,
all those grades came out. And
yes.
I don't understand all the verbiage behind that, but there's some other things that, as it regarding to the ACT that we're better than everybody else at. And so we're going to celebrate some of those things. But then we're also going to, have a little pep rally. We're going to, get the kids out of school early and get on the road at about 11:40 tomorrow. But then we're going to try to get to a location where some friends are going to put our team up and try to make the day as normal as possible. We're going to try to eat at the same time we always eat, do a walkthrough like we always do, and just try to stay with something that's semi-familiar.
Right. Yeah, so again, of course, they're going to be taking the beautiful chartered bus out there. All the young men should have the band be following y'all, and they normally go where y'all on the floor. They're going to be there as well tomorrow night. Look, as many as you can, get out there. We want you in the stadium. Head to Covington. Leave a little early because it's going to be a long drive here. And so make sure you leave early, try to beat that Baton Rouge traffic. But we want you out there supporting your Tioga Indians here. If you cannot make the trip or you have family out of town or whatever, hey, watch us on 446 Sports. But we really want you out there. We cannot explain enough how important it is for these young men to see that Tioga red in the stands.
Yes.
And it kind of motivates them and does everything and kind of keeps
look, there's going to be a ton of blue and gold in the stands.
You better believe it.
So we need to get a lot of red and white out there.
It's going to be again, we've never been, but I've done a lot of research trying to read up on it, and it's like a college atmosphere out there as well, too, with the following that they have. And we don't want it to be one of those games where it's all one-sided on the blue and gold, and you only see a speckle of red. We want to get as much red as we can out there and support your Tioga Indians.
That's right.
Go ahead, Chuck.
And I was just going to add to it that if you can't be at the game, for whatever reason you live out of town and you still want to support Tioga, which rather than just watching and giving some shout-outs, you can always send some kind of a donation to Tioga High School. Don't send it to 446 Sports.
No,
send
yeah,
it
directly
straight to Tioga High School. I mean, hey, maybe you want to pay the price of the admission, getting to watch the game.
Yeah.
Do that. I mean, that's just showing your support for them, knowing that you're watching, and just a little way that you can help them back out.
And the kids' prices are going to be $10 at the stadium with the student ID. If they have a student ID, they'll get a $10 ticket, and all of the tickets are $15.
Right, so make sure you bring students. Make sure you bring your student ID. Get out
that
there.
thing you lose all the time,
Yeah.
and you have lunch
That you
detention
gotta
because you
replace.
lost it. you better find it to save you $5.
Absolutely. And, this charter bus ain't free. You know what I mean? So
It's
if you
not
want
free? This is a weird announcement that I don't appreciate right now.
Stuff like
I
that.
didn't understand that.
Stuff like that kind of costs a couple of dollars here, gas and all that. So if you do want to donate, that's a perfect way to, help out this Tioga football team. And, of course, money don't grow on trees, but we have a great backbone here at Tioga and at Ward 10 community. We appreciate that. But if you want to donate, make sure you donate to that Tioga High School and kind of help out as much as you can. Go ahead, Chuck.
I was just going to say, we appreciate it. We have great sponsors that help make it possible for you to be able to watch it for free. But it's just another way to give back to the school is all I was looking at for that.
Yep, absolutely. It's anything that we can to help Tioga football and Tioga in general. We're all for that. And I want to say a big – and, Chuck, you might be able to touch on this here. The grade A, man, that's a big deal for Tioga.
It is. It's huge. We've been a B. We've been really close to an A several times. We missed it one time like 0.4 of a point. And so there are 5 schools in Rapides Parish that have a grade of it's like a report card.
Right.
So it's 5 schools in Rapides Parish that have a grade of A, and there's B, C, D, and F. And so we made it to that A grade. Which is a huge accomplishment. Granted, we just want to keep bringing that score higher and higher. Yeah. Not just get in at the minimum A grade, but go ahead and bump it on up to one of the higher grade points. And one of the big things that helped Tioga was our ACT index. It grew the highest of any school in the Rapides Parish. It was like 13.1 points on the ACT index. And I know this probably sounds Greek to some folks.
Some of us, yeah.
But I mean that's talking about the ACT and that growth index. So in other words, Tioga's got a lot going on and a lot going on great, and things are happening, and it is a great day to be an Indian.
Absolutely, and of course, it's an athletic first, academic first, athlete second. I give a lot of credit for that A grade to our running backs coach.
Absolutely.
At Tioga High School.
Hey, coincidentally, first day I've made. And I wanted a trophy, but they said there's no trophies. But maybe a certificate is in the making.
I love
That's right. Maybe at the printer right now.
Chuck will work on that about getting him the top running backs coach.
Tiny trophy. Tiny trophy.
We're going to take a last break here, and then we're going to come back with a special guest here. We're going to get a little insight.
I'm excited about this.
I get a little insight on something, but we're not going to. We're going to let it be, and when you get back here, you're going to get to see it. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux on a Thursday night on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pine.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the Reservation Roundup here live at Quebedeaux. I am Billy French, your voice of Tioga football. We got a couple special guests here. Not only do you have your defensive coordinator extraordinaire, Mr. Coach Mooter, we have his wife, Hannah Mooter. And appreciate you coming on here. We're going to get a little behind-the-scenes look on what it's like to be married to a coach that goes deep into the playoffs and you never get to really see your family. So tell us, before you go, Hannah, Coach Mooter, how long have y'all been married? She wanted me to ask this question.
We've been.
You're like, she told me to do it.
It'll be 17 years. It'll be 18 this spring.
Okay.
Yeah. And previous to us being married, let's see, what was it, a year? At least a year or two that you were coaching previous to that. So we've been in this like 20 years together.
Okay, so you've been pretty much, since y'all been together, he's been a coach.
Right.
So you know
Before we got
whole
married,
deal.
we've been doing this and then having kids. And today it's a little different. When they were little, it was a little more complicated. You know, we had the double stroller go into every single game.
My goodness.
And then, but now it's a little different. You know, we have one in high school, one in junior high, and then a younger one. So, but we eat, breathe, and live football.
Well, tell us a little bit here. And, of course, I've got to talk to you throughout the entire season, Coach Mooter, and we love to, of course, we brag on how good that defensive is and the adjustments you make at halftime. But what we really want to find out here in depth here is, how often do you get to see your husband, being that, because and those of you that don't know, coaches don't just go to the field, coach, and then when the game's over, they leave. They don't get home till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So about how many hours a day do you normally get to see Coach?
Maybe 2 if I stay up, but typically he comes home, you know, we eat a late dinner together as a family and then put the kids to bed, and I'm usually right after the kids going to bed and he's staying up watching film.
Yeah, of course. And Coach, you know how tough it is, and you got to have a special lady that can deal with the ups and downs of a coach, because how well you play on the field sometimes, and it's not for everybody, but sometimes dictates on how your attitude is at home, because it does affect you, because you take it so, it's such a passion into your sport.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my 19th season. And 19 years ago when I started doing this, my first coach, first boss, a great man named Butch Stoker at Ash, told me, he said, look, the key to this thing is to make sure you find a good woman, a good coach's wife, because if, and she needs to know that this is what it's going to be. And then, if you can get that and you can find that right person, then obviously you can make it work, and it'll be, fruitful for you growing up and doing this and moving along, and the wisdom of everything and the experience of it is super important. She raised all of our kids. The first 10 years when they were little was extremely hard.
Oh yeah. I can just imagine.
A lot of single parenting going on there, and you're the father to everyone else's children, and you're not really to your own. And she did an awesome, amazing job with that. So I got to give her all the credit.
Absolutely. And now you said you have one in high school and one in what?
Junior high.
Junior high. So
and then a younger one too. That's an elementary.
Oh my goodness. So
we did pretty good. We had 2 that were not during football season, and then one we didn't plan. And so it happened in football season. And I had him on a Thursday, and he was there for that. But on a Friday, he was at the football game.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have
that's love right
we
there.
have coaches who miss for like colds and stuff.
Yeah.
I missed one practice.
One practice, not even a game.
The
We're talking about practice.
One practice the day my son was born, and I was there the next day.
Yeah.
And then when the game's over, I went to the hospital with her.
I mean, you could, as long as you were there when he was born, that's the main
absolutely.
deal. That's the main deal. Absolutely. You gotta have a passion, of course, and of course you come to every game. We see you at every game, and of course it helps having a kid that's playing as well out there on the field and supporting or with the jerseys on. And as they get older, it's how do you, of course, being that he's at coaching every night. You have a junior high kid, a younger kid, and then so you're trying to make all the functions here.
Yeah.
That's got to be extremely tough on you as far as having to get everybody to everywhere you need to go.
Well, we have a great community, and so we always have parents that are willing to help out. My daughter, she plays, I think, 4 sports.
Yes.
So she's, always here, there, and everywhere. And our youngest one, too, he has like a couple of sports. And so, but we have a great community of people to help us out. So I couldn't do it without the community here.
Well, I'm telling you, it is us that watch. Of course, I coached. I didn't coach at the high school level. I coached travel ball. I have 2 kids that played college softball. And it's a year-long sport, now that football is pretty much the exact same way. It's a year-long with the summer workouts and all that. And it's tough when you got a tournament over here and you have a tournament over here, and it does help to have some community and some friends here. But you've got to have a love for the sport. Even if you're a coach's wife, you got to love the sport because he's so involved in it every day. He eats, sleeps, like you said. Every moment that he's thinking, he's trying to plot new things or come up new game plans. And I know it's tough to squeeze in vacations, but do y'all during the summertime? Do y'all make sure that look, no matter what happens, we've got to have a vacation every year?
For sure. During the summer, we definitely go somewhere, get away.
Just to get away with you and the kids. Do y'all have any because I have a little rule with my fiance and I, and we've been together for a long time, but we have a 7-7-7 rule. Every 7 days, and of course I can do that because I don't have the job like you have where you're there. But every 7 days we have a date night. Every 7 weeks we do a weekend getaway, and every 7 months we take a trip somewhere.
Wow,
whether it's I'm from Vegas originally, so it's easy for me to go to Vegas to go see my family. It's easy just for us to shoot and all that.
That would be fabulous, but football season lasts longer than 7 weeks for us. Thank God.
So you wouldn't be able to do the 7-7-7.
We'd have to do like a 15-15-15 or something.
And look, if y'all ever want to go to Vegas, you just call me up. I'll meet y'all there. I'll give you the tour. We can get y'all a little getaway. I don't know if y'all have already been or not, but do y'all got big plans for this summer? Are you already got a trip planned for y'all to go? Or
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. So we actually went on a lot of vacations this past year, and then we kind of made a rule for this next year that we're going to go when it works, when it's convenient, when things kind of work out the best for us. We have a plan in place for that, and I like to stay home more.
Yeah.
I was going to say, as soon as football season's over, he's like, I haven't been home. I just want to be home for a minute,
I could understand that completely.
And then it's hunting season.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Well, yeah, because you get to catch the tail end of hunting season in football, unless we keep going all the way to the dome, then, you'll take that loss of hunting for the win.
Yeah, actually, Coach Cook has already told me that if I miss hunting season this year because of football, that he'll pay for my deer lease. So,
heck yeah.
I mean, I'm all about it.
That's something a little
He'll find out about this. He'll find out about this as he watches it back because he can't hear me right now.
I love it. That's awesome. Look, we appreciate you guys coming on here. And, so are y'all beach people or do y'all prefer the colder weather, being that you're a hunter? Do you like the Colorado type stuff?
We do both, to be honest. We love the beach, but we also love the mountains. We go snow skiing. So we do a little bit of both.
She's from Louisiana. I'm from Alaska. So she likes the warm weather.
Okay.
I like the cold weather.
See, I'm like you.
We both do both.
Yeah, see, I'm from Vegas, and I've lived in Vegas and Louisiana. I want warm weather all the time, though. We go to Colorado the first hour we were there. I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to go home now. It's a little too cold. So completely understand that. But, when you're up raised in it, you know that's nothing to it. So, but we appreciate you guys coming on, giving a little different perspective here and of what it's like to live with and be married to a coach that spends hours and hours and hours dealing with, of course, and like you said, Coach Booter, like you're raising a lot of other people's kids. You're that, because some of these football players don't have dads at home, and you have to be that that men, that kind of that strength there that they have. So we appreciate y'all coming on. We appreciate your patience, all that you have to do. Look, I love sitting next to him in the box when we have away games. He passed me a note a couple weeks ago giving us some players' nicknames and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's always fun. Of course, I always make the joke that Coach Mooter's the reason we had to put separation in the press box because he gets so heated.
He's energetic.
I love it because that tells me he cares.
Yeah.
So we appreciate y'all coming on here and being a part of the show. Thank y'all very much.
No, thank you so much for this.
That's going to wrap it up for us for the Reservation Roundup. I am Billy French, your voice of Tioga football. Come out tomorrow night. Come support this second round playoff as your Tioga Indians take on St. Paul's, the Wolves out of Covington, Louisiana. We'll see you tomorrow night on 446 Sports. God bless.
Go Indians.